composure, all of the above?
Yeah, absolutely all of the above. It's just essential both players go out there and are able to be composed, able to focus on things, able to work out what they're doing, able to get out there and play properly, able to, not make any silly mistakes, and just, stay composed when it matters most. That's what's gonna make the difference.
OK, well, we're looking forward to this one very much. Tell me, are you expecting the slight nerves that we saw yesterday maybe to go away today?
They should do. They've had a session at it already. They've had a go. They've seen what they're doing. They've seen what the place is about. They should be a little bit more settled. But it is about that composure. Who can settle first? Who can take those chances? That'll do the damage. OK, then. Well, we're ready to go. Let's get them out to the arena floor, shall we? Do your thing, Mr. Rob Walker.
Thank you. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Our second day of semi-final action starts with a resumption of this match between two of the nicest guys you could possibly meet. And with 10 centuries, 4 90s and 35 half-centuries between them, they have brought their A-game to the Crucible. 4 days to go until we crown the champion. Welcome to a fabulous Friday at the Kazoo World Snooker Championship. Please welcome a player back at the single table setup after rediscovering his form, fitness and passion for the sport. For that reason, this semi-final might mean even more than his first. It's been an extraordinary return to form for one of the most popular players on the circuit. Lean, keen and ready to roll. He's Dave Gilbert. And his opponent, a player who has also rediscovered his fire after a difficult season. He's taken his game to another level over the last 13 days, and he's ready to rise once more. He'll be roared on by his lucky mascots Finley and Bailey, who are here in the crowd once more. Come on, Daddy. Come on, the Warrior. Come on, Kyren Wilson.
Well, where this session goes, nobody quite knows. Nothing to separate them yesterday. Where will we be by lunchtime, I wonder? Commentary this morning comes from Dennis Taylor and Ken Doherty.
Good morning, Catherine. Good morning, everyone. And welcome to this second session of it turned out to be a brilliant first session. A bit edgy at the start, but then when they got going, the bricks were flying in. Dave Gilbert had bricks of 104, 91, 74 and 340s. Kyren had a 73 in the opening frame and a 67 and an 88. More of that, Ken. Looking forward to it this morning.
Yeah, absolutely. I think early on in that session yesterday, they were just sort of finding their feet. And once they got settled, well, then the litany of breaks came along. Possible pot for Kyren into this bottom left corner pocket. He's hoping to get on the black, and well, he's okay. The only red he could leave was the one he took on, and he hasn't done that. This is, of course, well, it's moving day, isn't it, for these two? Trying to get a little lead, maybe, as we look at the beautiful Crucible Theatre from the back of the hall. What an atmosphere. – It's amazing how well these guys have played, Dennis, considering, as Rob said at the top of the show, they haven't had a good season at all, but really found their form this year. Just almost like what Luca did last year.
But when you get to this stage, the semi-final, you're always in great form. There's no way you can get through to the semi-final without producing your best. And both these players have played very well indeed. At time the green has come to the rescue of Dave Gilbert. It's made things rather awkward. I don't know if that plant is on. He's had a good look at it. That would help. Oh, it's going to the left of the pocket, but he could squeeze this in. But if he hits the red in the correct position, he could squeeze it towards the pocket. Yeah, and he did that. He's potted two, and he's finished perfect on the pink. And have a look at those reds. What a chance! But he spotted the plant. He didn't spot the one into the left corner, but what a start.
Well, that's incredible. I was hoping to screw the cue ball back to ball, but look at the position where the pink is. And all the reds. Now the pink spot's covered. So we'll go on the black spot, so that may be a little bit awkward. May not pot into either left or right corner pockets. He's going to have to work with the blue for the moment.
No.
Yeah, he'll have to move one of the reds that are blocking the pink. He's got lots of reds to play on, but just let's see which one he decides on here.
$14.
He's sticking with the blue, but when he gets a chance, he could maybe take 2 or 3 reds and blues, but he'll already be working out how to clear the path for the pink that's sitting on the black spot. He's already up looking at that area of the table, so he's got plenty of options open to him here.
Yeah, I think the good thing is he just cleared the pink spot. He did that. Make sure that when he does pot either pink or black, that they will go on the pink spot. It's just a matter of keeping a tight rein on that cue ball. And that's it's okay. It's just got to avoid the red now coming back up for the blue. Must get top side of the blue once again.
21.
In fact, he went up for a ball colour. Didn't risk trying to play on the blue, so the cue ball is travelling a little bit.
But he's removed that red that was blocking the pink and black into the left corner. Look where he's striking at the cue ball. Right down at the bottom to get the backspin on it.
24.
This next shot will really open things up.
Yeah, you can get on the pink or black here.
25.
Good shot. He's gone about this nicely. That previous red, as you mentioned, then it's just opened, well, the pathway for the pink here. Now, if he wants, he can play for the black off the next red, and well, what a wonderful chance, and what a great start, particularly with that opening red. Well, couldn't have asked for better after that magnificent plant. And here it is. Have a look at that. Perfect on the pink.
39.
Couldn't quite get out on the black, but not a problem. He can just drop this in and, well, he can play for pink or blue. Interesting, he's headed up for the balk colours again. Don't see that very often. Players normally would play for the blue. He's obviously got something in his mind, a plan to go for the balk colours and not risk just running out of position on the blue.
Yeah. And I think going up for, one of the ball colours, well, you've got 3 options there. If you land a bit straight on the green, you've got the yellow or the brown, so he's just giving himself options. Cue ball maybe travelling a little bit, but still got a good rein on it. Back in prime position.
$43.
Well, he finished the session yesterday with a break of 88 to draw level at 4 each, and he's up and running in the opening frame here. And could well win this opening frame with 1 visit. Just let that run a little bit further than he intended.
48.
But not a problem, just means he can't get on the black, as you can see.
$49.
This time he could just use that red as a stopper, so.
I think over the last couple of seasons, Dennis, get a little bit of stick about his cue ball and cue ball control, but wow, has he worked on that
55.
very effectively. One of the best break builders in the game now.
Even on those simple little shots where he doesn't have to hit it, he still pulls the tip of the cue right back to the V in his bridge hand. You watch when he pulls the cue back before he delivers it. Would you see, look how far back that is.
Yeah. And that was the important ball. 63.
63.
Ahead, 59 remaining. Oh.
64.
Just the pace. Never a doubt.
He'd love to start with a century break, but it's not going to be easy with those 2 reds
70.
near the right side cushion, but an angle on the pink and he can move them or get in behind them. Oh, he's missed the red this time.
Kyren Wilson,
Unlucky,
70.
no century
And
break, but you can't start any better than that. 1 chance, and Kyren Wilson takes this opening frame and he gets himself into a 5-4 lead.
Tell you, if they say they're not nervous, they're telling a few porkies. he will be nervous out there, as will Dave Gilbert. But that start will have settled Kyren down. David yet to score, and he'll be looking to get into the match as soon as possible.
Well, I'm nervous, just watching, I have to say. So I don't know how they're feeling. Back we go for frame 10.
Thank you, frame 10. Kyren Wilson to break.
Yes, indeed, Catherine, the crucible nerves. Sometimes you can use them as a plus, though, Dennis. They're great to have in a way. Sometimes terrible to have, but great to have. Make you, inspire you. Sometimes make you play better, make you focus better. Sometimes can make you play worse. It's just how you handle them, but nothing like it.
No, you can't go out there too relaxed. You won't perform. Players are fine. It's the families that are nervous, sitting watching. That's tougher than actually out there playing. Has he got another trick shot? Another fluke, but it's only going to get him 1 point. Got a good cue ball there, as you can see. Bit of a bonus, the red going in, but there's not a lot of value in just rolling up tight in behind the colour here, because it's an easy escape. He may play yeah, I like this shot. Oh, well, he didn't quite. He tried to move the reds there with the yellow, and he only moved 2 of them. But it was a good attacking shot.
Lovely little flick off the black, but a little bit unfortunate. Wonderful. And that little flick brought the black and red into play. But unfortunately, not on a colour. And what's he looking at? Is he looking at the possibility of taking this pink on? Be very risky.
Well, you'd think the yellow would be better than the pink. Now looking at, but pressure on this because of the red over the left corner. Key early shot this. Where's the yellow going?
David Gilbert, 1.
Oh, look what he's left here, because I think Kyren, as Dave goes back to his seat, Kyren will be able to pot this red and scatter the reds. With the yellow over one pocket, the pink near the other. This could be a terrific chance after this. Oh, he's missed him.
1.
How did he miss the pack there?
It's hard to believe, wasn't it? He could miss the pack there.
He'll have another go, Ken, won't he, off the yellow?
Yeah, the yellow's perfect. Playing it with a lot of pace. Big target. He's got to get a lot of pace into this. Doesn't want the cue ball sticking into the pack. He's got to really, really hit this. Oh, wow. Look where the cue ball's finished. Nearly snookered him on the reds.
3.
That's amazing. 2 chances. Missed. Split that pack. Doesn't want to open up.
Kyren Wilson, 3.
He's left a potential pot into the right corner, and I think there's enough angle to maybe stun through and get on the pink, which means the only red he could leave is the one he's going to take on. But from that angle, he can get through to the pink. It's not bad. Everything's safe, I think. Need to be cueing really well to knock those in.
So it's going to cause a bit of a problem, this pink now over the hole. Unless Kyren pot this red may be available just at the back of the pack into the middle. There you go. If this goes in, well, the pink could be waiting. It's there. Great shot right in the middle.
1.
Very, very good. reds here. Bit of pace. No. Eventually he'll be able to split those reds.
7.
That was a well picked out shot there. But 3 goes at splitting the reds up. But he's still on this one. Stephen Hendry himself were talking yesterday about Kyren's position. Sometimes he doesn't mind leaving a long pot on because he's such a good potter, Ken.
Yeah, he's such a wonderful cueist. Gun barrel strike cue action. And yeah,
14.
never a problem. Those long reds for him. Gets a very high percentage of them. Now, can he get on the pink here and get that red away? The red just above the black there.
$15.
Nice angle this time now, so you can bounce the cue ball off the top cushion for that red into the opposite corner. Oh, wow. Wow, was that a
Kyren
kicker?
Wilson, 15.
What a miss.
Didn't seem to kick, but well, that will be a shock to his system. He's looking back at the table. I don't think it was a heavy contact. I think he just concentration just for the moment there. Usually can tell if the ball lifts. You usually can tell if, with the slow-mo, if, let's see the pink here. No, it didn't jump. Just a miss.
Oh, it's gone wrong. I think he's overhit this. He's trying to get on this middle red at the bottom of the bunch. Now is he on it? It's very tight. Sometimes if he's not on it directly, you could just play a little bit of right hand side on this occasion just to try and flick the red and flick it in with side. Very dangerous though, if he doesn't get it right. He's taking it on, so he's going to play this with a delicate little bit of right hand side. He's got it. He's got it. Very, very good. Excellent shot.
It's Dave Gilbert,
David Gilbert, 9.
to miss a fairly easy pot. Something seems to have put Dave
Can you
Gilbert
please
off.
don't take pictures when players on the shots? Thank you.
I think there's a photographer somewhere that's taking pictures that just distracted him there slightly. I thought he'd gotten away with it, but this red passes the pink. Well, it doesn't. There you go. He's trying to double it across as a safety shot. It'll go close to the... Nearly doubled it. So, the miss black, not costly.
Yeah, not costly. He didn't leave anything, but he'll be very annoyed with that. It was a nice opportunity. It's not like you mind the photographer sort of taking pictures, but they got to wait. They've got to wait until you've delivered a shot, Dennis. So now there's nothing worse than someone clicking a camera right on your backswing.
Kyren just tapping the table on his way past there in acknowledgement of that excellent safety shot. I mean, they're both very good tactical players, but there hasn't been a great deal of tactical play. I think 8 of the 9 frames, you know, they've been with one visit by either player. There's the safety success rate equal. Both at 91. Pot success rate. There's another safety success rate. Kyren just ahead in the long pot success department. Race pot success, that's an interesting one because Dave Gilbert is ahead of Kyren Wilson, who probably is the greatest player ever to play with the rest. Well, that red is cuttable, but the brown's covering it. And just going back to the rest, the gentleman in the studio, Sean Murphy, would be up there with Kyren. Sean said when I was in the commentary with him that Kyren was a little bit better than him with the rest.
There's a few good rest players now, aren't there? They all work on it, all practice with it. Such an important implement, of course, as well. And what's he trying here? He's got to hide that red over the middle pocket. Is it too hard? Has he got cover? I think he has. What a shot he's played there. Okay, he's left a possible long red. Well, pressure on this for Dave. If he misses it, definitely should be leaving that red. But he's got it. Needs a kiss to slow the cue ball down. Maybe on the brown into the left middle. Great pot.
Yeah, as you said, Kenny had to pot that, otherwise he could have left the one over the middle. Be able to get the pink back on its spot, and this is a very good chance for Dave Gilbert.
Six.
Almost went wrong there. He's okay. It's a thin one.
Six.
If he had have hit that black on the other side, he would have been in no man's land. Back in prime position again, though.
Yeah, that was a lovely
12.
shot. Nicely controlled. Lots of right-hand side just to check the cue ball off that right cushion. Now can hold for the pink here.
30.
Looked straightforward, that previous shot, but it wasn't. Had to inject a lot of... Kill the cue ball. There's a lot of right-hand side. Such an important part of the game, Dennis. I mean, the long pot now with the players these days is just so good.
19.
Gets them out of trouble. And they're so confident, particularly these two players. They go for the shots. Once they see one sticking out, they're not afraid to take it on, whatever the circumstances. That's what he did in that opening shot. Quick glance at the score. 17 points in the lead, which means he's going to need that more difficult red, the one that's closest to this top cushion. That could cause a problem.
27.
We're seeing so many of these reds missed. The one that's close to the top cushion, he won't take it next, but he'll probably leave that to last.
$33.
So it's imperative when he pots this red, he's got to leave himself a good angle on the colour. I presume it'll be pink into right middle. Doesn't want to be straight on the pink.
34.
No, he's not. Perfect. When he can just screw to the top cushion, he'll only need the red.
Yeah, he's just got to stun it into anywhere near that circle would be ideal. Next to that pot along the cushion.
40.
Reasonably comfortable, but still need to give this a bit of care. Still can't separate them, Ken.
No, it's been a good break. And particularly after missing that black over spot earlier, that could have easily unnerved them. Even black will, well, that will stop Kyren Wilson coming back to the table.
48.
39 points. Yeah, fascinating semi-final.
$48.
Kyren says that's enough for him. So nice break of 48 for Dave Gilbert. He's up and running at this second session semi-final. All square once again, 5 each.
Yeah, over 4 sessions. You want to try and get a couple of frames ahead, and then you can relax just that little bit more. But neither player have led by 2 frames just yet. What a long putt that is. I mean, it was close to the cushion. It wasn't away from the cushion that much. Well, you can't hit it any better than that. That is brilliant. And look at the reds as they're sitting. Good early chance.
4.
Just wiping the cue there. Sometimes you get a little bit of perspiration and the cue will stick on your bridge hand slightly.
Five.
What about that opening red there, Ken? Unbelievable it was.
12.
Yeah, and as I said, just such wonderful long putters, both players. It's such a key
30.
part to, well, any snooker player's game. Getting in from these long reds. Have a look at this. We're going to be so accurate into these corner pockets. And it sets them up nicely. Wow.
Can you please all make sure the phones are switched off or on silent?
He did well to get up there. He was right on his backswing as the phone went off. So he set himself. Yeah, well played. Nicely. Well, for 2 reds. One into the middle, one into the corner.
20. $21.
There's Kyren's family there. And Finley or Bailey. I always get them mixed up.
$24.
Yeah, a lovely shot that.
29.
Appreciated by this very knowledgeable Crucible crowd. Lots of right hand side just to widen the angle off that cushion, get close to this red.
$30.
Boom, that's not good. Not a great angle to go into the pack, and that's why he's looking at maybe one picking a loose red up, but yeah, he needed to be a lot lower on the black here. So he's playing for the red up into the green pocket.
37.
Trying to leave well, a nice angle on his next colour.
Well, he's already working out a couple of shots ahead, so he must be pretty confident about this pot. And why wouldn't he be?
38.
tells me how well he's thinking, Ken. I mean, that wasn't an E. He was working at as if the red was already in the pocket before he played it. I like the way he's thinking.
Yeah, he's worked out this pattern very well indeed. As we see this red drop into the green pocket, and now when he pots the pink, doesn't go on its spot, which means he leaves one of these reds into this bottom right corner pocket, and when he pots this red, he'll be releasing more reds into play. So it's a nice little pattern of play there, the way he worked that out. Didn't get a lot of screw into the cue ball. We still managed to bring 2 reds out.
Well,
Kyren Wilson.
he had a lot of
45.
right-hand side on that. That's why he's missed the blue. It may have looked a very bad miss. Well, it was really, but he had so much side. Watch the white as it spins to make sure he didn't cannon the green, and that was the reason for the miss.
1.
Surprising miss. Especially with being 45 points in front, he was well on his way to taking the frame there. All of a sudden, Phil Gilbert produces a fabulous in the reds. That wasn't easy, and he had to hit it so hard, and he arced it perfectly into the reds.
Well, that one shot, Dennis, has just opened up everything here for him. What a great shot that was. He pots this blue, the red below it, and will be available into the left corner. Let's have a look at this shot again. Well, now watch the top spin as it hits the cushion. See the way it, as Dennis said, arcs into the pack. Lots. And that red coming off the side cushion, landing over this right middle, and that was a little bonus. Nothing safe.
15.
Good chance of a counter clearance here.
$20. 21.
Such an important break. I know it's very early on, but when your opponent misses, well, there's another phone going off. Yeah, it's just good to step out of shot, get your concentration back. Yeah, such an important little break, this, Dennis, because it would really strike a blow to Kyren Wilson, particularly missing that.
28.
Easy blue off the spot. Missed the pink off the spot in the last frame. Breaks like this to win frames, they hurt your opponent even more than centuries.
33. $34.
Oh, it just landed a little bit awkward on the black. The angle's not fantastic.
Now, has he gone too far? Well, he's walking around the table, so
41.
he may have to swerve this a little bit. That's quite tight there. Does he feel he's okay? Just about.
42.
Good positional shot. And it'll be a terrific. Needs to keep travelling. He's going to have to get the extension out on his cue.
48.
Yeah, the miss that Kyren, he was playing this shot with lots of right-hand side. You know, as soon as he got on the red, it was up near the left corner pocket and just missed it with applying that side.
Miss. He hasn't left it, but
Dave Gilbert, 48.
could be very, very crucial. He's so disappointed. Did all the hard work.
Can bend this around the brown. He's looking at the side cushion, but the green in the middle pocket may be in the way. He may have to, off the left side of the table, he'd have to go so close to the black. So yeah, I would have thought the swerve shot was on, but doesn't fancy that. As I say, whichever side of the table he goes, he's got to really be very precise because he could hit the black. That's what he's looking at there. He'd have to go close, maybe just below the first white line. He'd have to be absolutely spot on to pull this shot off. Oh, he was settled for that. He was trying to hit it from behind, but he'll take that, Ken.
Yeah. Good hit. As you said, the black was dangerously close. Could be in another snooker here. And this time, again, not difficult to hit, but just hitting it and getting it safe. You just got to be careful when he hits this yellow. Be careful of the cue ball. He just knocked the cue ball into the green pocket. It's one of these, even if you do leave it on, you've got to get good separation between cue ball and yellow. That's pretty good. It's going to go by the middle pocket. It's okay. I'm not quite sure. I don't think he can cut this in. I think a half a ball slower, Dennis, and this yellow wouldn't have been a problem, but I'm not quite sure he can cut this in. It's very, very tight.
From that angle, it looks impossible to cut in, and with the white near the cushion makes it even more difficult. That was about the best he could do from there. Good cue ball. Not all that easy to get a good safety shot here. If he sends the yellow over onto the left side cushion and back onto the baulk cushion, he'd have to be pretty precise with that, and he could cannon the green. If he doesn't see any safety shot, he may have to have a go at this. Just couldn't see a good safety shot, and this is a chance for Kyren. Although the brown has been knocked safe from that last shot, which makes a big difference. Not many better in the game at that type of shot, but as I say, the brown is key now, because however he gets on it, it will show you this Kyren Wilson special. He's going to have to play the brown with pace to get to the blue.
Yeah, it's all about the angle, isn't it, Dennis? He's got to leave himself pretty decent angle on this brown. He could try and get close to the top cushion as possible and then leave an angle. Just using top spin. If he decides to leave it high, then it
5.
requires a bit more pace. And what a shot he's left himself. He's got a good angle, but this very difficult with pace into these tight corner pockets. It wobbled, but safely in, and he's nicely on the blue.
And his coach there, Barry Stark, with the glasses, was clapping away like mad there.
$14.
That missed blue looked like it could have cost him the frame, but he come back strongly there, and now he's got himself back into the lead again at 6-5.
You know, it'll be a case of who can take that advantage at all into the interval.
Yeah, because 6-all, 7-5, it's a big difference, isn't it?
Big difference. I know I went early in the previous break to say that I thought this was going to be
frame 12.
a deciding frame. I'm sticking by that. But there will be twists and turns, and I feel like we're in one just at the moment.
OK, the final frame before the mid-session interval.
Please, just take a minute, everyone, to check your phones.
Decent break off, tight to the ball cushion. Interesting to see, will that miss yellow at the rest in the previous frame? How will it affect Dave Gilbert? Here's the Gilbert Mills. Let's have a look at it. Okay, he's using the extension. He's sort of pretty close to the blue. But, well, it's a yellow. He'll be aggrieved by missing. Cost him the frame.
Depending on what shot Dave takes here, we could have an awkward frame with the two reds up the other end, behind the black, close to the cushions. Now the safety area. Tatiana Williston just telling the crowd there just to make sure your phones are switched off. Terrific referee, Tatiana. That's her first time at the one table situation, the semi-final of the World Championship. Well, this is a shot and a half he's trying here. But look where he's got the cue ball. It's all about getting the cue ball into a safe spot, but he nearly potted this.
One.
Wow. What a pot that was into the middle pocket. It was so tight. They're tough enough if you're rolling them in, but to stun it in, that's a beauty.
Yeah, great opening red. And this red just about pots into the yellow pocket.
Fine.
A wonderful angle.
6.
That was cue action. Dave Gilbert. Lovely free flowing style. In fact, in a way, Dennis, when he brings the cue back, very similar to what you pointed out with Kyren Wilson. Just watch how far the cue comes back, right to the bridge. Well, quite unusual for two players of the very similar, where the cue comes all the way back,
No.
right to the V between the thumb and the forefinger. But it's a lovely free flowing style that he has.
10.
But the key, well, in any sport, the key is the follow through, isn't it? And it's delivering the cue through in a straight line and making sure you don't quit on the shot. You push the cue on through, depending on the type of shot you're playing. A little bit of reverse side there to get closer to his next red.
15.
It's a pretty good chance, this, with the reds as they are.
$16. $23. 24.
I'll play a little stun shot into the red, just to the right of the bunch. Oh, he's okay. Thought that cue ball was going towards that red and sticking on it, but didn't get the full ball.
31.
Need a full ball kiss on that red, but he's just about okay. Well, he doesn't have the angle to come back for the reds inside the pink, but he might play in that red next to the yellow. Played on that lovely, nice little touch of right hand side.
37.
Just to widen the angle and get close to the red. So he's still got a couple of reds after this one available before he tries to negotiate opening that pack up.
38.
Safely in.
Just about, wasn't it? I bet his heart skipped a little beat there, Dennis.
Yeah, that will just sharpen up Dave's concentration. Let me just show you the blue catching the knuckle of the pocket. But there's still a couple of reds available. One to either middle pocket and the one to the left middle pocket.
51.
Will bring another couple of reds into play, and he doesn't need that many more to secure this frame before the mid-session interval. Yeah, if he's going to take the red into the right, he'll leave himself on the pink in such a way. I don't think there'll be one red available when the pink's respotted. He'll be working that out. So it's the one I suggested, just to flick a few more reds into play. Beautiful shot that's opened up the whole of the game now.
Yeah, it's nicely played, wasn't it? Just a lovely pace as well. Just a little bit short. Black spot covered, so black goes on the highest available, which is the pink.
59.
Just got a little bit more work to do. Need at least two of these reds.
60.
Well, that's better. Yeah, nicely played, top side of the blue. And the best way to forget about a bad miss, which happened in the last frame, cost him. Well, this is to respond like this with a big break, straight out of your mind, back on
65.
parity. Confidence restored.
66.
Just a couple of frames where we didn't have a half century, a couple of 40 breaks, but
72.
9 of the 12 frames, Ken, has been won with one visit. High standard in this semi-final.
Yeah, it really is. Great
73.
stuff. And considering, you know, that these guys weren't expected to get to the semi-final, it's really opened up for all four semi-finalists. But neither of the lads today in this semi-final or the other one have shown any sort of real crucible nerves. It hasn't got to them yet. A wonderful opportunity for them, but they're playing
80.
fantastic snooker. trading blow for blow.
81.
And we still can't separate them. It'll be lovely for Dave to get his second century of this match. It's just
88. '89.
Dave Gilbert has made 7 centuries in this year's World Championship. Wobbled the black as well. Kyren, he's made 4 centuries.
96. 97.
Wow, it's been a wonderful break. A couple of little balls that wobbled in the pockets, but a superb effort from Dave Gilbert, and that's his second century in this semi-final.
104.
yes, 388 of his career. Great response.
107.
And all came from that wonderful red into that left centre pocket. Very acute angle, held for the brown. Kyren Wilson, when he went back to his chair, didn't expect
111.
he'd be sitting in the chair for the rest of the frame. But there, the margins are very small. But this break has been
116.
beautifully crafted by Dave Gilbert. Friends will be happy.
$122.
So, for a total clearance of a 129. It's there. What a response from Dave Gilbert. The angry farmer levels. We're level once again. 6 frames all.
Oh, God.
Tonight, and you know, one of these players would give a lot to have an advantage going into that session. It doesn't sound like much, you know, a slender lead, a couple of frames here or there.
Thank you.
But it'll
Take
just
your
make your
seats,
lunch
please.
taste that bit better, give you
Frame
that impetus
13.
into tonight.
Dave Gilbert's a
And
break.
yeah, I'm really looking forward to seeing what happens.
Oh, you and me both. And I'm sure Dennis Taylor and Ken Doherty are looking forward too.
Thank you, Catherine. Will any of these players open up a 2-frame advantage? That's the question at the moment. Going toe to toe, frame by frame. And straight away, Kyren faced with one of his specials here. But this time he was trying to hold for the black. It was a delicate shot. He seems to play them better when he forces that type of shot in. He was trying to just hold for the black there.
Yeah, just avoided the double kiss on the red. Otherwise he might have left it.
What has he spotted here? Is he going to have a go with the double? Be on the black, maybe not leave a great deal. close, but not close enough.
Touch and go.
Well, if he's touching that red, then I don't think he can get to the one above the black. Because he would have possibly taken on a double as well, but of course the red that Dave tried to double has gone in an awkward spot for the normal safety shot. I think if Dave Gilbert can see enough of the red that's up to the right of the blue, he would send it back up the table, leave the white down there and get the frame back to normal. But that's what he's looking at. I don't know if he can see enough of the red to do that. Yeah, if he could just see the right side of that red, but might just be able to do that. It's got a good cue ball and it sort of gets the frame back to normal.
An anxious look from Kyren Wilson. He was hoping to get, well, almost touching ball to that green. Now as he left this red, it looks like he has. Yeah, there's enough for him. He can pot this red, but he doesn't like it. Probably not guaranteed to be on a colour, and that's why he's refused it. Needs to find a gap. Just about. The frames have gone pretty quick as well, haven't they, Dennis? We've only had like an over 20-minute one frame.
He's covered that red that's near the left corner. Had to be so precise, but he had the green and the blue there. As long as he got the white there, or even further to the right, he would always cover that. And of course, Dave Gilbert's left with the same problem. Hasn't been long bouts of tactical play, but as you say, Ken, a lot of the frames were very quick indeed. There's the average frame time, just over 15 minutes. I think he may have left the gap this time.
Yeah, he has. He has. Hasn't got it back to bulk, and he hasn't got the cover with the green and blue, so chance for Kyren. Can he leave the cue ball low enough for the black? That's why he's coming out to have a look. If he hits it a bit harder, there's a possibility of being onto the pink in the middle. That might be a better choice. A bit more margin for error getting on the pink. Yeah, lovely shot. And he is on the pink. Decided to screw it in instead of play it in with topspin, but well, couldn't have cued it any sweeter than this. Look at that.
think Dave Gilbert had a good idea that Kyren was going to knock that one in when he didn't cover it.
7. Eight.
First chance he gets, he'll play for that red to the left of the black that's blocking the pocket. He doesn't have to do it here. There's a few other reds available. But knowing Kyren, he'd want to get that one out of the way. Immediately he's played to get on that. Although, I think the black passes that red anyway, so he doesn't have to. He can take the one to the left of the black. He's not on that one anyway. Tried to get on it.
$40.
Perfectly played again.
Yeah, and it's such an important red. Just to get out of line of the black. Just opens the black now into both pockets, and this is a wonderful chance.
90.
4 or 5 reds still available.
$20.
And it's the art of break building, isn't it, Dennis? You know, seeing the complications, the obstacles in the way, getting rid of them and as early as possible. Not being too hesitant and just tidying up loose reds, keep going up for the blue. He's got to attack the black just to make this break so much more easier for himself.
$25.
Yeah, he hadn't much angle on the blue there to work with, so couldn't get as close to the red as he wanted. This is, as you can see, a little more difficult, this one. But right in the center of the
26.
pocket. And now he's got the perfect angle. He's 2 loose reds, but couldn't be any better just to open them up. He doesn't have to go in too hard to the reds. Just a gentle pace now. How's it finished? You know, it may be a little awkward.
31.
I mean, once he hit the reds at that pace, spread them, you would have thought he would have had something straightforward. Might not be the case. In fact, he might not even be on one. That's amazing, isn't it?
It's so unlucky, isn't it? And particularly covering the black as well. I mean, he's got a perfect split, but just that red coming down too far for the black. This red into the bottom right corner pocket may be cuttable.
It's a thin one. You can finish on yellow, brown or pink, but it's a thin snick. He's overcut it. And he was bridging over the red and black.
Kyren Wilson.
But have a look
31.
at this for an outcome. Well, Dave Gilbert still sitting in his seat looking up at the monitor, thinking, how has he got away with that?
That's unbelievable.
Can he see the one down the left side of the table, I wonder? The brown's covering that one, as you can see.
Well, gesticulating that he's going to play off the cushion and try and pot this red down the left-hand side. Maybe his only option here. Could try and come off the side cushion, just try and nestle onto the red. But here's Kyren Wilson's shot. Have a look at this. Kiss on the yellow, kiss on the brown. Covered everything. So here we go. Off the cushion, trying to pot it. Very risky. Oh,
well. Kyren Wilson full.
He hasn't been lucky. Gifted Kyren Wilson. Oh. No matter how good you are, Dennis, how talented in any sport, can't do without a bit of luck. And Kyren's had plenty for sure. He's going to win the frame because of it, you would expect.
Already got a 6-point advantage. Doesn't really matter about the black being tied up. They've just got to sit there and just, well, this is where you've got to just compose yourself, get your thoughts right, because you couldn't do anything about the run of the ball there, and just get yourself ready for your next visit to the table, whether it's in this frame or get yourself ready for the next frame, mentally that is.
Yeah, I know. Particularly ball sports. Sometimes, particularly in snooker, the balls are going to run against you. You have to accept that. As you said, if you're strong enough mentally, you get over it and get on with the next one. You overrun that cue ball slightly. He was playing for, playing for green there. So once again, cue ball traveling a little bit more distance. It's pretty good.
It was always going to help getting the pink back up
18
onto its spot, because he only had the blue to work with there, so makes life a little more easy for him. Already 53 in front. Pretty straightforward run to the winning line in this frame. Just a quick glance at the scoreboard there.
26.
Having a little discussion there about how his dad is compiling this break and winning the frame.
33.
Working out what his dad needs. Well, after that shot, there's a chance he could take the lot. Okay, there's one difficult one on the cushion near the middle pocket, but the other one's
47.
accessible.
48.
Could try and cannon that one out and knock it over the middle pocket if he wanted to here. Almost.
54.
Doesn't matter about that. He had a reasonable run of the ball there, Kyren Wilson, and he took full advantage. And he's back into the lead, 7-6.
Well, nobody has won back-to-back frames. That just shows you...
And, you know, have that advantage going into tonight.
I wonder what's going through their mind, because I guess you're feeling, we're in for a marathon here. I've got to pace myself.
Yeah, you're just trying to cut out those silly mistakes, those silly self-inflicted misses. If you could cut those right down, you'd probably win the whole thing. So they'll be thinking, just, you know, keep that positive mindset, keep focusing on what you're in control of. Don't get sucked into worrying about everything else that's going on. You just do your job, focus on your game, and hopefully you'll come out the right end.
OK, here we go. Frame 14.
Thank you. The 14th frame, Kyren Wilson to break.
Yeah, pretty good break off. They're just letting referee Tatiana Wilson just have a look at the line, just in case. Maybe trying to just play off this red just below the pink. May just have an edge. Yeah, just that left edge. Oh, just about. Great shot. Very, very good. And settled for that. Just avoided the red on the way back.
Just check that red on the right, how much black you see.
No.
Just watch how close he was to this red. Just skimmed past it. Great judgment. Kyren's in a bit of a hole here. He's got a problem. Certainly to get back down the table with that red near his tip, that could come into play. In fact, he's swerving around this one. It's a sort of a containing shot.
Well, miss. David Gilbert, 4.
Well, we are leaving the action here on BBC Two, but you know the drill by now. Of course you do. It's available for you to watch on the iPlayer and red button. And Hazel will be back to keep you company at 1:45. We'll bring you right up to date with what's happening in this semi-final. And then at 2:30, it's Stuart Bingham, the Basildon Potter, against the silent...
time. But that will be dependent on Gilbert winning this match, which he may well do.
Nine. $14. 15.
Interesting looking at those two reds down by the black. I think they, to me, like they both went, or certainly one of them went. It's all very close quarters down there. Now he's looking at the two reds as well. The black's on its spot away from the line of those two. Yeah, I think he bit the bullet there and thought, I don't really want to play on the red along the cushion, but it's an absolute guaranteed. I'll be on it. And these, of course, as we know, have got to be hit accurately.
28.
He's got the angle to just run it through on the black to the opposite corner. It's got to go in, though. I didn't want to say anything, but I noticed how accurately he's hitting those, and it's pretty much demolition of Robert Milkins and the match after that with Steve Maguire. He's a lovely player, Gilbert, elegant, lets the cue do all the work. Got a long backswing, but when it's working, really, it's a nice way to hit the snooker ball. Nothing jerky about it. He's not blessed with huge cue power, because I've seen him hit balls hard and the cue goes up in the air, but at close quarters, beautiful player.
We passed 200 147 breaks this season, of course, and Gilbert made the 147th of those in the Championship League back in 2019, the year he made the semis here.
Just overrun very slightly there, but it's going to be okay. No, if that doesn't go on the spot, goes up on the green, I think that'll be a relief
43.
to Tatiana. You'll have to place it in between balls there, which would be impossible for anyone to even reach. Thankfully, the green spot was available. Got to get this done. He's done well to get this many.
.44.
It's that one shot where you want to slide past the blue. That's where you saw the previous shot. We just, whoa, slow down, he's saying. And it just got him a bit out of position 2 shots later. Well, there you have it. There's a plant turned up, and that's okay as long as he's the player of the two of them attempting the plant. And he doesn't miss his colour and let Kyren have it. That'd be the last thing he wanted.
.50. 51.
Bound for the pocket, but happily for Gilbert, not enough pace on it to drop.
Yes, he had to be in behind it to maintain it being a plant, I think. Now, just a bit more to do, you feel, and while he did drift out of position, this is the one way back into position. Knock this
57.
in and get on the black, and then there's not many more balls to pot to get the scores level again. Nice stuff. It's been an excellent break. I think the standard of this match has been good, but it's picking up actually even more. Fine game of snooker.
And when you consider what's on the line for both of these players, to be producing the snooker they are is most impressive, particularly after the seasons they've had.
65.
But they've gained inspiration from the way they've been queuing as the rounds have gone by. A key ball with only 67 remaining. It was a safety error from Wilson that left Gilbert the chance, but the initial red was not straightforward. It required good queuing from close to the side cushion. Once again, he passed the test. He's showing great nerve under pressure, Gilbert. They both are.
74.
Nothing that Wilson can do at the moment can subdue his opponent. 3 times he's asked in this session, and each time Gilbert has responded impressively.
Well, David Gilbert break building. It's been a joy to watch actually. The tables are not playing generously this year. We've had this discussion a lot. Everyone's speaking about that. More often than not, he's finding the middle of the pockets. I think he's just on that red in the middle. It's not too bad.
92.
Oh, what a shame. Just when he was closing in on his 9th Crucible century in this tournament. These two are combining to produce a tremendous spectacle, though, in this semi-final. And it's level again, 7-all. Still nothing to separate this pair. Nothing more than a frame throughout this contest so far, with 2 more to come in this session before they return this evening for the penultimate session. They play to a finish tomorrow afternoon. And it really is building into a great match in terms of the standard they're producing. Gilbert just showing off his flexibility, and he has been working hard at the gym in the build-up to this tournament. And has got him eating well, training well, sleeping well, and the benefits of all of that have been very evident. This is a real slog here at the Crucible. It's not a physical sport, snooker, but it's mentally incredibly demanding and draining, and that can have a physical impact. The fitter you are, the better you're going to feel about going deep. Frame 15 then. Gilbert may feel it's his turn to get in front. He's been playing catch-up throughout this session, but he's done it very effectively.
I suppose this frame is another significant one because if, as I say, you feel it's going to be 8-all just because it's been so tight. The other match is 4-all. No one's made a definitive move yet, although Bingham did lead 3-0 in the other match. In this match, there's never been more than a frame in it, but if you get to 8-7, then maybe you could just somehow eke out a 9-7 lead. And that is a great start in that quest. Thunderous double, wasn't it, to the middle? This went in at a rate of knots. Crunch.
Eight. Nine.
Yeah, I mean, the left red is very acute angle to middle. But it's one of those, if you're right behind it, you'd fancy knocking it in. It's facing the shot, so to speak. But I can tell you one thing, it is not a certainty. It's just got to fall into the pocket, play dead weight.
14.
And he knows it.
Fifteen. Twenty. 21. $26. 27.
Well, chance to go into them. The pink and the red, as you can see, just a plant onto the main bunch of reds. He hopes not to knock anything in, of course, but it's always a possibility to knock a red in. Well, he didn't knock the red in. I don't know if he's left it potable, actually, that one to the right corner, because anywhere else with the cue ball but there, it could be a thin cut, but I think it's very thin. Doesn't look a sitter, does it, by any means? Yeah, wow. I don't feel that that's on, looking at that other angle. So it was a good split, but now the next shot is a bit of a headache. He thinks it does go. This is a thinnest of snicks. Played, no doubt, the cue ball at quite a lot of pace. It's very thin, isn't it? Only way he could pot it off the jaw.
33.
Didn't do a lot with the cue ball that was any good to him. I've got a dilemma here because it's so hard to roll up to a bolt colour because the reds are spread right across the table and you've got to be right in behind it.
Kyren Wilson.
Played it well
33.
enough because you saw Jack Lisowski, I think twice in the same short period, roll up to a colour, bolt colour, and not reach, which is something everybody in the game has done at some point, and you feel a bit stupid actually because you're snookering yourself. That's been put on our screens. It's a question of, is he going to hit it and try and hit that right edge and go up the table? But even then, with the red over the pocket, it's hard to think he would get this safe very easily. Taken a while, hasn't he? Minute and a half. Looks like he's trying to get a thin edge of a ball, but can he still stop the rest from going? Even if he does catch it thin. Oh, he got close to that.
Foul.
Goodness me, he got close.
Kyren Wilson.
The point being, if he gets a thin edge, is he still going to cover that red? Often just hitting a thin edge is enough to ensure that you leave things safe.
A quick look from Wilson, just in case the red into the left corner went, but of course it doesn't, so Gilbert's going to get another crack at it. The danger with these is that you overcompensate having missed and catch the red too thick, and then you can leave the world. But he's hit that pretty well as he really could have done. That would have been extremely unlucky to go in off. He didn't deserve that, and it was a good shot, acknowledged by Wilson. This red is on, but cue ball pretty close to that baulk rail. No, it's well cued again, though, right in the middle. Cue ball could have been better, though.
Was a good shot, though, wasn't it? Because he kind of pressurised Kyren Wilson there, Gilbert, into doing that, because had he missed it, he was doing all sorts of damage. This has got to go in too. You always think he's going to pot those. Very, very straight cue action. There are better touch players in the game, but no one with a straighter cue action.
6. Seven.
So it looks as though the pattern of this second session is going to continue,
14.
with Wilson edging in front. This has been a very polished frame. He lost position, played a good safety, got the snooker. And even though
15.
Gilbert's escape was as good as it could have been, really, Wilson once again showing his prowess from long range. Not too much more to do to go one up with one to play in session 2. For semi-finalists this year, maybe a big surprise. Even in Wilson's case, yes, he's a top player, but he's had a pretty average season. But the quality of the snooker they're producing is certainly gracing a stage of this magnitude.
Yeah, it's a fine match. It will get more interesting. You know, the closer it remains, I guess, and who can forget that
28.
extraordinary decider in the 2020 edition of this championship, as we see Kyren Wilson's team. You saw Barry Stark there and the gentleman with the very light shirt on. But that last frame against Anthony McGill, I mean, you just can't. You could write a book on that one frame, I think. It's unbelievable frame of snooker. And they had to sit through that at home, I think. I doubt anyone was allowed in to watch it.
You might have thought that frame that it was Wilson who'd lost, because he was the one who was emotional. Of course, he won it with a fluke. He seemed more upset than Anthony McGill. In the meantime, this frame certainly over now,
36.
with only 59 remaining.
Indeed. Frame over. Just the last thing I'll say on that
37.
incredible last frame. I mean, I wonder if it had played out the same had there been spectators. It was played in front of nobody. It was the eeriest thing. And it was the most extraordinary sort of
44.
the way it all fell into place with the fluke at the end.
45.
I wonder if it had been the same, or I mean, if it had been the same, how would the spectators have dealt with it? Anyway, gone now, but it's worth revisiting it if you ever get the chance. Beautiful shot.
52.
No century available, but the intent is very much there to take a lead into tonight.
53.
And Gilbert has been frozen out completely in this frame. Wilson got in initially with a superbly executed double. Eventually lost prime position, but played a telling safety, and that set him up to close the frame out at this visit.
57. 58. $65. 67. 70. 74. 79.
Yeah, very fluent finish. Stuff from Kyren.
These two are putting on quite a show for this packed Crucible crowd. The standard of the snooker. This highly entertaining second session, he's played his part. The snooker is at the highest order, but for the fourth time today, Kyren Wilson has taken him to a frame deficit. Can Gilbert respond again?
Thank you. Final frame of this session. Kyren Wilson to break.
Kyren Wilson looking at the fourth attempt to finally get a bit of daylight between himself and his opponent.
Yeah, so more pressure has been applied to David Gilbert, but he's had all the answers so far. Right, a little look up to his support team on the balcony. He realises he has made a mistake. He'd be desperate to get out of here all level again and regroup for tonight, but it may not happen if Kyren Wilson continues to cue as he did towards the end of, well, basically the during of that last frame, and basically all morning he's played well. You almost feel that he might think that he deserves a lead.
I noticed Wilson had his
6.
eyes trained on the cue ball there when he missed the long-range red. It was only belatedly that he realised that red had just crept over the centre pocket. A little bit unlucky for that to happen.
7.
How significant is it going to be? Another good chance for Wilson, who is already demonstrating what a great rhythm he's got this morning.
Well, it's not absolutely perfect. This red to middle will always be missable. You just know those shots are not easy.
Wilson,
I mean,
14.
these players make them look easy, and you see the camera in line, and you think, well, it appears to be a straightforward shot, but it was always top George, never going in. So it was a good chance and to continue the pattern. He hasn't really exploited it.
Queuing again. A sweet strike from Gilbert.
Well, can they remain inseparable? Because Wilson got in. It seems that when the scores are level and he gets the chance, he is able to kick on from it. When he's got the chance to actually extend his lead, something goes wrong. So Gilbert with a chance. He's been playing well also. It's been an exhibition of queuing from both of these two today.
Fine.
Very nicely played, very delicate shot.
$11. $80. $90.
Once again, very neatly played, perfectly on the red.
26. $27. $34.
Kyren Wilson was in first after Gilbert had taken on the long red and left it to the centre, but then missed
35.
to that right centre, and what a beautifully cued red it was for Gilbert from distance into the green pocket to set up this chance to level this match yet again.
$42.
Heavy scoring from both of them. Gilbert with a couple of centuries.
$43.
There's another lovely shot there, just to finish perfectly on this blue. He's making the break look easy at this stage. I don't want to put the dreaded curse on him, but he's got the cue ball under such control that the next pot is always an easy one, which is, of course, the art of anything, break building.
48.
But it's not always easy to actually do it.
49.
Again, the angle on the black to bounce the cue ball off the cushion, up for the next red behind it, hopefully. They'll probably play up for either blue or...
56.
Well, the pink is not available, so low value. Almost certainly it'll be the blue, the attempt to finish on it.
57.
And again, he's getting on the blue perfectly. Well, it sounds obvious, but actually it's one of the most difficult things to do. Right behind it every time. It's another beautiful break.
62.
I mean, they're similar players. Gilbert's got a better cue ball control.
63.
But Kyren Wilson is a very straight ball striker, long potter. It's another frame, and I mean, this session is
70.
very similar to yesterday's. I mean, there's still not been more than a frame between these two.
71.
It's been fabulous entertainment for this crowd. 4 times Kyren Wilson has asked the question today, and 4 times Dave Gilbert has come up with the right answer.
76. 77.
And this is the red that got him in, and you can't cue any better than that.
$84. 85. $92.
Superb break, absolutely superb.
94.
I just feel that we might see bigger breaks than we have already in this World
97.
Championship, and there'll probably be a few more that amount to more than this possible 119. But this is as elegant and as important a break, both at the same time. Fantastic stuff.
The crowd raises the Crucible roof for a third century of the match from Dave Gilbert, his ninth
106.
here at the Crucible this year. His 12th of the championship. Kyren Wilson has played his part in a sensational session. But Dave Gilbert has clawed him back every time. These players are playing with great freedom despite what is at stake for them, the prospect of a first World Championship. And the standard could scarcely be higher. Still nothing to choose after 16 frames. They're back tonight. It's 8 each. So a wonderful session of snooker, both continuing to produce their best under extreme pressure with a world champion.